everyone, I am Amanda from Mandy Lynn Plans. Welcome back for my entire Hobonichi cousin Avec flip through. This is from July to December. And then just starting off here, I only have this one little sticker. This was in a Goulet Pens order. And then just some ollie clips. I'm not currently using them in my new Avec as it is new. And these just are too bulky, so I'm just keeping them there for now. And then I just put a little "this belongs to" and my name. And then this year at a glance is pretty simple. I just went through and circled birthdays and anniversaries, and I think also the days that the post office is closed for national holidays. And then on these yearly index pages, I just have our school schedule and then birthdays down at the bottom. And then I did not decorate the June calendar. The Avec is only 6 months, and so Hobonichi does give you an extra month before and after, and I chose not to decorate this. So the first month that I did is July, and this actually is my baby girl's due date. We had her, surprise, surprise, on the 10th, and so this calendar quickly became inaccurate, and I did not have the energy or the desire to go back and change how I had it. I just left it. It's kind of a fun memory now, just remembering that she was almost a full 2 weeks early, and just how much she changed our lives. And then in August, the first day of school, so I chose this first day of school kit, and the craziness of all of these different colors kind of forced me to change how I was doing my color. So here I started doing a color per day of the week, and that really helped kind of organize things a little bit better. I was still using this sidebar. I don't think I had been using, okay, looks like I used it in August, but not in July. I kind of go back and forth on using that. I didn't use it as much here in October, but I started doing my colors horizontally instead of vertically, and I like how that looks a lot more, so I think I stuck with that for the rest of the year. And then December, and then I only just did a little bit of pre-planning in January, not a ton at all. And then we get right into the weekly. So now we are back at July. This is 4th of July week, and I didn't do a whole lot. This I would call kind of my old standby. So this is for the really long time how I was planning every single week out in my cousin, with a couple of variations here and there. Sometimes I would change up the sidebar where I was putting my weather and water trackers, but you will see I definitely don't plan quite this intensely, I will say, for a while after my baby girl was born. This is the week that we are at camp, and the schedule is such that pretty much every day of the week at the same times you're doing the same things. And so this is how I decided to plan out this week, with the exception of Monday morning and Friday afternoon being quite a bit different. Camp definitely consumed our lives this week, and then she came early this day, so we actually left camp, and the next several spreads in my weeklies here are devoted to her. So absolutely no stickers, and just when she was feeding, when she was sleeping, when she was having dirty diapers, you know, the whole 9 yards, just tracking a baby. And then I did throw a couple of stickers here in the mix just to kind of give it a little bit of exciting things to look at. All pen like this was just a little boring. So then I do kind of slowly incorporate more of the stickers, and here was the first week that I, instead of using my stencil for when she was eating or having a dirty diaper, I was just using these squares, and that indicates when she was eating. I was still doing some of the tracking here with the weather and the water at the bottom. A little bit more stickers here. This is actually one of my favorite weekly spreads, I think, to look back to. Something about just how bold and fun these colors are to look at. And then just flipping through here, this is a lot the same. And then this week I decided to do a little bit of Erin Condren stickers in here. So that was kind of fun to mix it up. Then we are back to the weekly sticker kits, I think, for a while. Still doing the color per column. I'm really liking that. And then October is when things started to change drastically again. Here I was really searching for what I needed in a weekly spread, so I took all the stickers away and I did things in different ways, tracking things differently. And then I put a little bit of washi tape, but still not a ton of stickers, just kind of here and there. And then I felt the need to go back. I still hadn't really found what I was looking for, so I just decided to go back to what I was used to and I was comfortable with, but it still wasn't working. You can see a lot of unfinished things and trackers and just a lot of things. You know, you can tell that I hardly used this until this week. This was the very last week that I planned in this planner the way that I had been. I laid the stickers down and I did not touch this the entire week. And you will see more whenever I go to show you my dailies, why that was and how I adjusted to all of that. And then this next week I was only using pen, and I just kind of threw everything down even weeks into advance just to kind of help with my pre-planning. How I was doing it is I wouldn't write anything on these pages until it came to sit down and do my plan with me, so that all of my colors and everything would match. And I just needed somewhere to put everything down that I was thinking, all of my thoughts. It was coming up on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and so this just really needed to be where my focus was. So kind of adding a couple of stickers and washi here and there, but really just still doing a lot of pen only here in this weekly spread. And then the week of Christmas, I didn't do anything. And then neither for the first week of January, I actually was planning in my 2020 for this week. So here is where the break comes between the weekly and the daily section. And there is this 2-page spread. It's turning the page. I think in the January ones for the new year, it says turning the page to a new year. This is where I chose to put my vision board. I did this, there was a vision board workshop in a boho berry box. I threw this together with some of the things that came in that. And then for the dailies, I have designated the month of July for my bullet journal collection. So a lot of these you have seen before, probably if you've watched any of my setup videos or anything. And I do have some things kind of just covered up for my personal protection. I'm just gonna quickly flip through some of these just to give you an idea of some of the collections that you can have. I didn't use them all as intended. Some exercise routine, a 20 before 2020. I need to come back. We did several of these things and I just haven't marked them off. I kind of forgot this spread was even here, but I do want to fill in that because I did get several of these things done. And then the rest of July is blank because I was intending on having more bullet journal collections than I actually did. So flipping to the August daily pages, even though it is my July kind of bullet journal thing. So for the month of July, it was all camp and baby. So everything in here is full of packing lists and to-dos before camp and to-dos before baby and hospital bags and all of the things that was kind of just completely taking over our lives for the crazy month of July. And then I wrote out the story of how baby girl was born. Her name is Chloe. And then back to-dos, and I needed to write some thank you notes. So this just kind of became a catch-all, just really, really functional to-dos at the beginning days of my little girl's life. So then flipping to August, so for the month of July, I only used 18 pages. So that's how I can get away with using a month for collections and then a month at the end you'll see for music planning. I'm nowhere near to using a full page per day for the most part. I did some mood tracking, some one line a day in August. I had my YouTube videos, a list of things that I wanted to do before I got back to school. I do teach. And then I got back into doing this. I had done this a while before, so I did this for a while. Same kind of idea, just without the stickers. And I am skipping pages here and there just to protect my privacy. Some spreads are laid out and not filled in, and that's just, it happens. It's just the nature of planning. So then just some prep pages. And then September, I wanted to do the one line a day again. You will see some things that are the same and some things that change as we go along. Just some journaling here. I really love using these however I need them and just making my planner worked for me. Life changes, and it's nice if you can have a planner to where you can adjust as you need. So some of them are completely pen only, some of them have washi, some of them are not completely done, and that's okay. And then here it looks like I went to using 1 page per day, and there are advantages to this, but then you have days where you might not completely use them up, and then it feels wasteful. And so I go back and forth. Some days it is really nice. Here I use the whole thing. It is really nice every once in a while to have an entire page, but I think I only did this it looks like 2 weeks before I go back to kind of switching it up and doing multiple days on a page. And then it looks like I did my Dutch door. So this is what I was talking about. If we flip back here to the week that I barely touched. So this was the way that I was doing my weekly planning, but it wasn't working anymore. I needed something to where I could still get my daily to-dos in and have my weekly spread at a glance. It was really hard for me to keep up with both daily pages and weekly pages. For some reason, it was just too much for my brain to jump back and forth between keeping 2 things going. So I decided to stick with this Dutch door. So I have my weekly up here, and then no matter what day of the week it is, I have my to-dos and I have my things that I'm tracking on the side. And so I did this for quite a while without really too many variations here and there. So here it is again. And just going through, this was just really working for quite a while for me. Here I decided to try these stickers that we have, and I liked that. And then this is another one. I think that I didn't use this one quite as much. So then here's another one. Here's the week right before Christmas. Still doing the page per day essentially. I mean, some days I don't need the entire spread for my to-dos, and so this is really a perfect amount for me for a daily to-do list. And then the week of Christmas, I did not do a full page per day. I shrunk this and kind of shared. And then this weekend we were at my parents', and so I didn't really have a lot of to-do, so I didn't need a page for that. But I didn't really go back in and do many of my trackers, and that's okay. The week of Christmas is very busy and happily spent with family and not really a lot in the planner, and so that is okay with me. And then I just had a Christmas break list, which I got all of these things done, so I need to go in and mark those off. And then, as I said before, the entire month of December I used for music planning. I would love to have a video dedicated to music planning in the future, but there's a lot of sensitive information here, and so I'm not going to flip through this part. Just know that it's a lot of really basic, here's what we do on this day, this is what I want to test this month, focus on this month, grades, all of that. It's really not necessary for me to flip through for you right now. But then the other last thing that I do have in here is just some Hydra watercolor swatches, and these are really fun. I haven't gotten any more since doing this. I probably I have used them though. I make cards and I like to do this down first and then stamp over the top. It just gives it a fun, shimmery, extra special something. So that is the end. I didn't really use any of these pages for anything besides just pen testing and kind of random doodles. So that is my entire Hobonichi Cousin Avec July to December 2019 flip through. I have decided to stay in the Hobonichi Cousin Avec for the 2020 year. Let me know down in the comments what you are doing for 2020. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.